Hey guys, so welcome back. So today in this lecture video series, we're gonna look into liver histology. It's gonna be a couple of great videos. You guys will learn about the histology of the liver, and when you know the histology of the liver, you can relate it well to the pathological aspects of the liver too, because so many liver diseases caused by the histology alteration, and this is what you call it as liver histopathology. So the whole lecture series, the whole lecture video series on this topic is something of not that depth of histology, but you will eventually love it. So as you all know, when I was talking about the anatomy of the liver, the video of the anatomy of the liver, I was telling that liver is the biggest internal organ. I believe the biggest external organ is the skin, whereas the biggest internal organ is the liver, and it weighs around in adult person, it weighs around 1.5 kilogram, um, or you can also call it as like a 2.5% of the total body weight. So anatomically, the liver is situated in a very strategic situation that all the blood, which is coming from GIT, pancreas, and spleen, pass through the liver. So the implication of this anatomical position is that all the nutrients which you are absorbing from GIT, first they will go to the liver before going on to the general circulation. So unfortunately, like if you have like some absorbs, if you have absorbed some toxic from GIT, they also will pass through the liver and get detoxified. So general circulation is so that the general circulation is not exposed to those stuff. So liver is very important. Okay, so I think I'll make another video on the physiology of the liver. Okay, physiology of the liver is the, as far as I know, um, is like the most complicated physiology compared to other organs, because liver, of course, when you call it as the biggest internal organ, it should have a big role in its physiology too. So I'll try to make another video on that, but then let's focus on this histology first right now. So okay, and in the same way, the spleen also destroy the old RBC, and the remnants of those RBC may go to the liver. So in liver, you have these cells, these macrophages called as good food cells, and they remove these remnants. And the third role of this is the liver is the blood from pancreas is also going to the liver, which has insulin and glucagon. So under the direction of these hormones acting on the liver cells or hepatocytes, liver can handle the glucose and other nutrients as well as the metabolites. Um, yeah. So next we're gonna look into several diagrams throughout these videos. So let's get started with the first video. First image. Um, oh, not pen. I need a laser pointer. Okay, so this is like not really an anatomical picture, just a gross picture, and or I'll call it as a circulatory architecture of the liver. So this is actually telling, this diagram is roughly telling how liver cells are actually getting blood. So as you can see there is this general circulation, and this liver, this is the liver, and as you know, the whatever blood that actually goes into the liver through the portal vein, we will clean it up, we will do some things in the liver, and then those products will actually enter the general circulation. And from aorta, we have this branch called as a celiac trunk, and this celiac trunk is actually going to supply the liver, the stomach, the pancreas, as well as the vein. And we also have this splenic vein, and this one is a pancreas venous drainage. So splenic vein, if you want to know the tributaries of the portal vein, it is actually a combination of the splenic vein as well as a inferior mesenteric artery, as inferior mesenteric vein, sorry. Those two combine to form the hepatic portal vein, and eventually will drain into the liver. So okay, so blood from all these organs are going to liver. That is the blood, the splenic vein, the venous blood from GIT, as well as the pancreatic venous drainage. So, for example, if you eat a lot of carbohydrates, so extra amount of glucose goes to liver and converted to glycogen. So that level of glucose in the general circulation is going to be maintained. And toxins that come from GIT, or whatever they ingest are also going to be detoxified in the liver, so protecting the general circulation. So all this blood is actually coming to liver by this hepatic portal vein, and there is like one problem with this, because the blood that is actually going to the liver through this portal vein, hepatic portal vein, is a deoxygenated blood. So because blood from the aorta has actually gone to the GIT, splenic artery, and pancreatic artery. So actually from aorta, oxygenated blood went to these organs. These organs has utilized some degree of oxygen, and blood from this organ is reflected to liver by having lesser amount of oxygen. And since they have carried out those cellular respiration and all, so this blood will actually have higher amount of carbon dioxide too. So blood which is going to GIT, spleen, and pancreas is called as okay. This is additional information that blood which is going to GIT, spleen, and pancreas is called as splanchnic circulation. So that is going to not coming out. That is going to, that is oxygenated blood. So those circulation is also known as a splanchnic circulation. So splanchnic circulation, when arterial blood comes to this organ, significant amount of oxygen has been utilized. So blood which is going to liver through portal vein is not rich in O2 but in nutrients, metabolites, as well as toxins. So to overcome that problem, nature or God provide direct supply of blood to liver. Okay, so one of the branch of the ciliary artery supplies the liver with oxygenated blood, and that is known as hepatic artery. Okay, I didn't name it here, but this is actually the hepatic artery. Okay, so basically liver is actually getting double blood supply. That is, first hepatic portal vein, and another one is hepatic artery. This one is deoxygenated, this one is oxygenated blood. So that's all that you need to know for the circulatory architecture of the liver. Now we're gonna look into the internal architecture of the liver. Okay, so this is the liver. I've drawn something here, just don't get confused. I'll actually explain. So this thing, as you know, there are actually dual blood supply to the liver, hepatic portal vein as well as hepatic artery. Okay, so first of all, the parenchyma of the liver is mainly made up of hepatocytes. Hepatocytes within the liver are arranged in a special lobular structure. Okay, this is actually known as a hepatocytes. This one six side, is it called hexagon? I should be hexagon. Hexagon, heptagon, anything with six sides. Okay, so this lobular structure is known as hepatocytes, and these hepatic lobules can be explained in many ways. Basically there are three ways, and one of the ways is classic lobules. So from the picture we have these three. First of all, we're going to talk about classic lobules. Okay, so from the picture we have these three classic lobules. We are not going to call them hepatocytes anymore, since we are talking about classic lobules. So we have three classic lobules in this picture. So as the hepatic artery enters the liver, it breaks down into smaller branches, that is known as hepatic arterioles. Hepatic artery, once they enter the liver, all these things are also known as the hepatic arterioles. So arterioles will go to every corner of these classic lobules. So as you can see here, they are actually entering all the corners, and at every hepatic lobule, at its corner, we have one branch of hepatic artery, and this branch is bringing fully oxygenated blood. Okay, but in this lobule, not only we need oxygen, we should also bring all the nutrients, metabolites, toxins to this area to be treated by this hepatocyte. So portal blood also should come there. So that's why you see here There is also blue color mark, which means a portal vein is also gonna bring their branch to these hepatocytes, or these classic lobules. So portal vein also breaks down into many small branch which innervates every corner of a hepatic lobule like hepatic artery. So at every corner of this at every corner of these hepatocytes, we're gonna have these hepatic arterioles as well as portal vein. We need hepatic arterioles to bring fully oxygen. We need portal vein to bring all the nutrients, toxins, and all to be treated by the hepatocytes. So um, in the center of the lobule there is a vein called the central vein, the green color. Okay, so from these corners there is extension of wide bore capillaries known as sinusoids, which extends into the center. So this black line, this thing is also known as the sinusoids. It's a like a passage. Okay, yeah, it's like a passage which actually goes from the periphery to the center. So what is actually happening here is the blood from the portal vein and hepatic artery is actually being drained into the sinusoid. So let's look at one main lobule as a big thing. Okay. Um, I think I'll talk about that in the next video, because my limit on making each video is just 15 minutes. I don't think so I can finish the explanation for the next lobule in within like 4 minutes. So I'll meet you guys in the next video.